You see this thumbnail behind me? This was from my January 10th video. Let me move around so you can see this. Ethereum Mega Death Cross. Let's take a quick peek on what I was saying in this video, and I'm going to then go over a couple other highlights of my anticipation of a big drop of Ethereum and all the reasons why down to 2,700, so we can let this sink in, especially to those who are, I'm trying to get you to not just ride this down, folks, okay? I'm trying, but I want to let this analysis sink in, and then at the end of this video, I will show you what we can expect from here. So let's dive into it. The price path that I have to get to my target of 2650, I think I really don't see any large rally of the market, even in Bitcoin, until Ethereum hits 2650 or 2700, somewhere around that point. I'm guessing 2650. I think it has to hit the bottom here because that is going to align. Let's get on a different chart so you can see the points of congruence a little bit better. I think it needs to test either the bottom of this structure or the tops of these two here. Okay, these guys right here is like super support, and this is pretty good too, but I think you're going to get a wick down there. So I think it's all right. That was from January 10th, Mega Death Cross thumbnail that you can still see behind me. And what I want to do now is go ahead and go to Ethereum, and now we can look at that same chart, right? And in a video after that, I actually let everybody know if it closes a 1 hour candle back below this blue line, which is the monthly 10, it's going to tank to 2,700. So that blue line was not here, but that was from a later video, and it finally exactly happened, right? But you can see the structure here. It finally aligned with that first target area that I was thinking, but that was its first drive down. So I still think 2650 or 2600 is still going to be hit the bottom of this point of control. I really do. And then we could get some type of rally. And then I ultimately in 2022, I think it will go lower along with altcoins, and it's not just going to be some V shape. So don't be trying to catch this bottom, folks. But now we can see how it has aligned, and I'm still thinking there's going to be another drive down to hit closer to 2650 or 2600. And so now let's go to another video here. Something that, look at the thumbnail, bounce point, question mark, right? So I wanted to kind of guess where Ethereum and the market might get a bounce. Look at my eyes. All right, so check this out, what I said at the very beginning of the video. Bounce does not mean recovery, but Ethereum might get a bounce within the next 5 to 10 days, or it might have to wait for $2,700 to be hit first, in which most of the altcoin market can also bounce, not recover, bounce with Ethereum. Let me show you what I mean. All right, so that was back from January 18th, just a few days ago. All right, but what is more important that I've said was, okay, is a lot of folks, whether you are right now just hodling altcoins and watching them go down, okay, which is probably a lot of the viewers here, or folks who are dealing with futures and trying to go long, and if you're going short, then this video doesn't apply. I mean, you're doing well. You're doing really well, especially if you've been able to stay in those shorts, because that's the trend, right? But so apart from anybody who is successfully shorting, but folks who are trying to think this is going to be a market recovery and all that stuff, and you're getting burned playing around with futures or leveraged, tokens, this video is for both of those groups of people. Either you're holding on to alts for dear life and riding them down, or two, you're playing around with leverage and you're getting burned by drops. So this next part is the part that from yesterday's video, I had a gut feeling I need to give, content for YouTube in this. I don't know why I did this, but I typically don't. I gave more of exclusive material content in yesterday's YouTube video on a whim, to show people how to protect themselves, and specifically how I was clicking around with my money. In the end, I came out unscathed from this drop, but that's particularly important, okay? Specific to guarding yourself, what I said in yesterday's video, and I want to analyze what I said in the very snippet. That was the portion for those two groups of people. All right, so before we jump into there, make sure you hit like so I can continue making videos for you. It's really going to help out my channel, and also leave me a comment down below if you think that Ethereum's going to keep going lower. Give me an exact number on, because I think it's Ethereum that is driving this market down. I don't think it's Bitcoin. I don't think Bitcoin needs to go down any farther, but it's just taking a ride with Ethereum and large caps. So that's my opinion. You don't have to agree with that. But let me know your low end price targets for Ethereum in this specific month of January / going into February, where you think it might bounce, or if you think it's going to bounce. So let me know in the comments section below. And let's get back. Oh, and make sure you hit subscribe and make sure the bell's hit, because this is time-sensitive information. Allow me to deliver it to you in a time-sensitive fashion. Let's dive back. Follow me on Twitter at Costas Verdes with the number 2, Costas Verdes 2. Turn on your microphone and camera and ask me questions directly, and live links to the Discord community within the description section of all my videos. If online communities are not your thing, but you want exclusive content above and beyond what I offer on YouTube, check out the join button below this video. Another video will pop up allowing you to explore your options. All right, so this part is pretty important here. Let me see if I'm even at the right spot. Of times, not 100, but it's damn close. It'll come back down to test it. So my setup for now, because I've already started being long from about this point right here, now I'm in profit. I've actually personally taken half profits on all of my longs and moved my stops up. So I'm in. Again, this is from yesterday's video. I was trying to get people protected here, and I usually don't do this. I usually don't give specifics on how to click around with your money. So this is from yesterday's video, and I was covering Bitcoin on this event. But here risk-free trade, and if it keeps ripping up, I'll just let my what I have left in my trades on all of my longs and move my stops up. So I'm in a ring from about this point right here. Now I'm in profit. I've actually personally taken half profits on all of my longs and moved my stops. Did you hear that? I took half profits on all my longs from my entry point. That ended up being a pretty good area. So that was the key. Took half of profits on my longs, and then the next thing I said, point right here. Now I'm in profit. I've actually personally taken half profits on all of my longs and moved my stops up. So I'm in and move my stops up so that a risk-free trade, and if it keeps ripping up, I'll just let. So I'm in a risk-free trade. All right, and also so in order to re-enter, I gave a heads up on what specifically to wait for. Check this out. Let my what I have left in my trades rip up with this. However, my setup here is that I think the price will come up and bump its head roughly around the 43.8 level. Okay, so I think it's going to give one more push up, and it might make some mountains like this come back, which it did not. Give it another push up, back down, come back down to the 1 hour 200 EMA, which is this orange line here. So I'm essentially extending this EMA, guessing where it will be at that moment, right? Okay, and then. And again, this is the exact price path and how I'm clicking around with my money. I'm showing you what I'm personally doing. And again, since you didn't get the setup that I had, if you're not in the community, then you wouldn't be able to play this. But I want to show you, had you been in the community since Monday, this is what you'd be playing with me, or at least taking, at least knowing what I'm doing, and you can make your own decisions, which is what about half people do. A lot of people just play along directly with me as well on my ideas on where to set stops, where to enter, and all that stuff. So anyway, I think we're going to get one more little bump up here, and it could be later today. It could, test down and come up, something to that effect. So this is what I'm looking for. So from the profits I took here, if Stokes can completely, so let me put on Stokes on the 1 hour chart. If Stokes can come all the way down, or nearly all the way down, so sometimes this is acceptable, especially if it comes straight down and test it. I like that. If it's a fast one and Stokes only come to here, I would take that. I would re-enter. But usually it's a slower right down, and I'm looking for a bump on this daily 21 EMA. All right, I'm looking for a bump up. I'm looking for it to come back down, and so I'm not going to enter right when it hits this. So here's the key. I'm not going to enter right when it hits that. Here's the key. Here's the second portion on how to not get burned. Listen, I'm going to wait for Stokes to come up and curl back up and get past what I call, let me zoom in on here. This is the 1 hour Stokes. So you typically have a fake out zone that is just above this white line, about right there. So if it can get over this line, that's when I'm going to re-enter with a little bit momentum. Instead of trying to catch the ultimate lows, I want to see it come over here. So you see how Stokes went down, curled up, and price kept going down because it couldn't get over this line, right? So that is specifically what I'm looking for. So with the half of the profits that I've taken from my long positions, I would look to re-enter with that and write up just a little bit more, but I will wait until Stokes bottom out, curl back up, and you have a green candle or two on price. And again, I'm not worried about catching bottoms, because if I try to catch the bottom, here we go, not worried about catching the bottom when it hits that orange line, because I am setting myself up for the very strong possibility, maybe not probability, that it just comes down lower. And that there you go. That's why I wanted to wait until to re-enter on that, until there was momentum to the upside and 1 hour Stokes specifically curled back up, so I can know that I have an edge, that it will bounce instead of tanking right through, right? Instead of tanking right through. And so that is how you protect yourself from, I just explained it, right? So I've been talking about 2,700 Ethereum, right? I took a counter trend trade to the upside, took half my profits, moved my stops up, so I'm in a risk-free trade. And before I entered, I waited for momentum to the upside, which never happened. Therefore, I never re-entered, and I came out unscathed. So if you are either a person, so my community helps out, those two groups of people that I mentioned earlier. If you're either writing altcoins down and now you're believing that shit, this is not going back up in a while, okay? So, my community is
it helps out that group of people. And if you're a person who's trying to piss around with leveraged, plays, or margin or whatever you're doing, or 3S, 3L tokens, and you're getting burned, my community also has a large portion of the community is specific to trading. So about half the community efforts are, in regards to altcoins and how to, keep your portfolio safe in that event if you're not, if you don't trade very much. And then the second half of my community, I have a lot of content and live trading sessions and all that kind of stuff, so people can come in and see how I do things. And a couple of other people have their own channels within my channel. If you're somebody who's clicking around getting burned, well, I show you, the 3 elements of trading: entries, strategies, profit-taking strategies, which I covered this here, and risk management strategies, which I also showed in that video, the recent video that we were just watching. I covered all 3 in that little snippet, and those are the only 3 elements of trading. That's it: entries, profit-taking, risk management. And there are different strategies of all 3, right? And so within my community, I try to give different strategies and allow other people to show their strategies, so we can all share ideas, and we're getting better, together as a community. And here's the kicker: if you are a person who is either holding altcoins down for dear life or is trading and potentially getting burned, being part of the community is, and you're clicking around with your money, it's very, very similar to having a gym partner who keeps, because if you just want to go to the gym by yourself, it's harder to get up and actually go, right? But if you have somebody you go with, it gives you more reason to go, right? And it keeps you more disciplined. And so being in a community, for example, that I offer, it helps you stay disciplined, so you're not letting your emotions run rampant and you're just getting destroyed here. So being a part of the community helps, provide a check and balance for yourself as well, and you're gonna trade better over time, most likely. I mean, that's the whole intent, right? As long as you pay attention and are part of the community, and you put your time in. It does take time. It's not like you're going to be better tomorrow, but it makes everybody better together when you're part of a community. Similar to having a gym partner, you're more likely to get up and actually go if you have a gym partner. So that's what this community is about. So let's go ahead and check out what this drop is going to do from this point. So here we go. And honestly, I don't know if I, in this video, have already said hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed. And the links to the Discord community are in the description section. I can't remember if I already said that, so let's so make sure you've hit the like. Just take a quick second, hit the like button for me if you haven't already, and make sure that you're subscribed with the bell hit. And if the community is your thing, links to it down below in the description section. So I really think that a couple price paths that might happen is zooming in here on this. So this is Ethereum going back, to early 2021. So this is a lot of price history, and it's a mega range. I think that Ethereum will end up hitting this line here closer to 2650, 2600. But in the meantime, it might look like a recovery, try to get people to go long again, bounce its head somewhere on this top of the line, and then come down. And I think it will be, I think that's the price path it'll take roughly. And if you can see how other, assets behave within a mega range point of control, just flip to Bitcoin, right? Look what Bitcoin did. It came down, got in the point of control, bumped its head on what? On the top of the point of control, exactly on the top, and then came back down to the bottom of it. And I think this blue box is similar to the pink box on Ethereum, and I think it's going to take a similar price path, and it honestly might come down first and then bump its head and then retest. Something like that might happen. And so once it bumps its head and tries to find support somewhere within this pink box, I will reassess whether I think it's going to continue driving down or get a bounce from here. But my current assessment is that after Ethereum puts some time between these two levels, let's say 2950 on the top side and 2600 to the downside. So I think Ethereum needs to put some time in between these two levels, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. I'm not for sure. It could be more than 2 weeks, but I would say something like 10 days. Depending on its behavior and how the RSIs are lining up, I will then at that time be able to better assess whether I think it will, and the whole market, altcoins, will get a bounce from here or not. But I don't think it's going to happen immediately. It's not going to be some V shape, so don't be trying to catch knives here and doing all that crap. Just give this time. Give this time to settle down, whether you're trying to be long or short. and because it's just gonna take us time, and you're not going to be able to determine where it's going to go from this point of control for a bit. So I can't really give a good guess on whether it's truly going to bounce from here or not until I see it dancing. I need to see it dance. I need to see how it behaves, and I need to see how it behaves. And really right now, I think Ethereum is the I think it is the market leader, and it's leading the market to the downside because it needed to come down. And therefore I'll probably be focusing a lot of my analyses on Ethereum because of that, of my theory that Bitcoin truly is undervalued. I really think, I'm convinced Bitcoin's undervalued and most of everything else is overvalued. So that's what but again, you don't have to agree with that. But one thing hopefully you could find some agreement with, or at least accept the possibility that Ethereum is leading things to the downside, and specifically that it needs to spend time between those 2 points, 2950 and 2600, like I said. So just give it some time, let it bounce and dance around here, and we'll keep an eye on it on the YouTube channel and within the Discord community as we go along. If you want to check out my recent Bitcoin video in which I covered the 3 strategies of trading: entry, profit taking, and risk management to a mild degree, check out this video right here. It was from yesterday. And if you want to check out another Ethereum video where I was talking about $2,700 Ethereum, so you could go back and see what I was thinking before it happened, go ahead and click that video right there. And if you're new to my channel, haven't subscribed, hit the circle in the middle, and you just got Timified Worldwide. Peace.